Hi everybody, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and today I am here to begin sewing a smaller version of my market tote with you. And so for this project we are going to be using that gorgeous fabric that Katherine sent over, and I'm going to create my own variation with that. If you're interested in learning more about the fabric and Katherine's offer, I will link to that Friday inspirational video below for you. So I imagine this bag is going to take us 2 weeks to complete. Today we are going to sew the exterior, and I'll give you all the pattern measurements for that. And then next week when we meet, we're going to finish the interior, which I'm still designing. And so by next Tuesday, I'll have the design board ready for you. I'm trying to decide what kinds of pockets and closure I want on this particular bag. So many of you are familiar with the market tote, which I will also link down in the notes. It's a great bag. I've been making it for like more than a decade, but I would very much like a smaller version of it. And then I also want to play with the exterior zipper there, and instead of having the two-way divided pockets, I'm going to do a full-length exterior zipper pocket. And then I'm going to have a little fun with the handles. I have some 2-inch wide webbed handles here, and they're going to be like two-tone, and they'll be really chunky and sturdy. So it's not going to probably look anything like the market tote. It's just the market tote inspired this bag. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And what I want to begin with is the handles, because I have those right here. So they are backed with 2-inch cotton webbing, and they're very sturdy, and they're 2 inches across by 24 inches long. And then I have a 4-inch wide by 26 inches long cut of fabric, which I pressed just like I pressed my straps. I pressed it in half long ways and then brought the outer edges inward to meet on that center press line, and then I folded it over and pressed again because I want that center press line. But then a little different, I just open that up so I have a 2-inch wide fabric strap, which by itself is not very sturdy, but when I combine it with this webbing, it will net me a really beautiful two-tone strap. And so there is a little excess there hanging over, and that is with the hopes of finishing the ends of these straps and then potentially using my brand new cam press to install some rivets. So again, that's why this is going to take 2 weeks, because I have yet to play with the press. I did unbox it, and I'll link to that unboxing video below for you if you're interested in seeing what I got in my kit, but I have no idea how to use it yet, so I'm gonna continue playing with that. And then the kit that I ordered came with brass hardware, and today I'm using like a silver, so I want to make sure that I can find some silver rivets too. So what I'm going to do is lay that fabric on top of the webbing, and then I'm going to run a row of stitching down the right, and a row of stitching down the left, and a row of stitching down the center. Made it all the way around the strap, and now I'm going to come right down the center, which I have pressed in that stitch line, and that's going to divide the strap. this is what the strap looks like after you have stitched everything in place. And then my thinking is that we're going to wrap those ends around this and then attach this nicely finished strap to the exterior with 2 rows of stitching and 2 rivets. So tune in next week to see how that comes together. But in total, you're going to need to craft 2 of these straps. So I will finish that second strap off a line since you get the gist of that. Now I want to start working on the exterior zipper pocket. Okay, so for this exterior zipper pocket, you're going to need some trim for the top of the zipper tape, and that is 4 inches by 16, and I folded it just like a strap, press it in half long ways, bring those outer edges inward to meet on the center, and then press that over again. We will be inserting the zipper tape in between those layers. Then you're going to have 2 little zipper tabs for the side there, and these are 4 by 2, and you just fold them in half, wrong sides facing, so this folded edge will become the point of contact for the zipper on each side. Then I have my zipper by the yard, and this is a 16-inch cut. I'm so happy to tell you I figured out where I was going wrong with the zipper pulls. I was trying to thread this on at the short end, the narrow end. You feed the zipper on through the widest part of the zipper pull, and it was a piece of cake. So it's just little things like that. If we emphasize those, people like me don't struggle so much. So for anybody else out there who is feeling like zipper by the yard is not for you, the trick is you're feeding the zipper through the largest part of the zipper pull. And next time I work with one of these, I will do that on camera. And then I'm going to have my zipper pocket here crafted from the same fabric as the exterior, and so this is 16 by 9 inches, and I am not going to line this, but what I have done is fold the top and the bottom edge over a 1/2 inch and press, and this is waxed fabric, so it does not fray, and that's why I am not lining this pocket, besides the fact that I don't really want to waste fabric in an area where you won't see it, and this particular fabric is beautiful on both sides, so I figured that is an area where I can save a little fabric. And so I'm just pressing the top and the bottom edge over. And so to create this zipper pocket, I'm going to position my actual pocket on the bottom of the zipper tape. I apologize if y'all can hear the dog. He's sound asleep, snoring up a storm. That's my old guy. He's sleeping in the sun over there. Okay, then I'm going to take that zipper trim that we pressed to create that 4-ply strap, and I'm going to feed that top zipper tape in between those layers and then pin that in place. And I'm just pushing this fabric right up to those zipper teeth without going over. This is going to be an interesting contrast. The silver hardware with this fabric has like a gold sheen to it. I actually kind of really like the look that's happening with that. So this is what the pocket looks like on the back. The zipper tape is exposed, and then on the front the zipper tape is completely covered. Then you're going to take the little tabs that were the 4x2, and they're just pressed in half, wrong sides facing, and you're going to tuck those up under the top of the zipper trim there. So just like the zipper, you're going to sandwich that in there and only come in about an inch, and then pin that all in place, and then tuck the bottom of that in between the zipper tape and that pocket and pin that in place. And just make sure that they're nice and straight. And so you can test that by pulling the zipper closed. And so what that does is it keeps the zipper out of the seam and gives you a nice finished edge there. But you do want to make sure that it's even, so adjust if needed. It's a little more challenging at the end where the zipper pull connects. Okay, and then the opposite side will be easier for you. And again, that folded edge is coming in so that that's where the zipper will meet the fabric. And leave about an inch of that overhanging into the seam there. And here's what that looks like with those zipper pulls in place. So I have a really pretty pocket here. So now I'm going to put this up on the machine and stitch down the top of the zipper tape and down the bottom of the zipper tape to secure all of these layers. And now my zipper has been completely framed in and it's finished on all sides there. And the zipper functions nice. And here's what that looks like on the front and on the back. And so now I'm going to position this pocket on the front of a 16 by 16 inch panel. And I have notched out 2-inch corners at the bottom, and then I have backed that with a smaller piece of the Annie Soft and Stable. And I just ordered a whole bolt of this, so we're going to be working with this a lot. Katherine sent me some in the kit with this beautiful fabric, and this will be my very first time working with it. I am super pleased with it. But as you can see, I've cut that an inch smaller, so I net a 1/2 inch all the way around because I'm not going to sew that into my seams. So now this fabric is so amazing. I want to play around a bit here with this pocket and make sure that I'm happy with the look that I'm going to achieve with the placement of this, and that nothing is competing for attention on the front of this. So for me, the easiest way is to just hold that up and look at it and see if there's anything that's like totally bothering me. And I actually am really happy with this look. It's pretty wild. This fabric is so pretty. Okay, so what I've done is I have positioned this pocket 1 1/4 inches up from the notch there, and I'm just going to stitch all the way across the bottom of the pocket and then across the top of the zipper trim to attach that. Now because I have this raw edge at the bottom of the pocket, I'm going to bump up and add a second row of stitching there to help secure the bottom of that pocket. So this is what my front panel looks like, and I have that full length zipper pocket in place, and that second row of stitching did a good job of concealing that raw edge there at the bottom. And then with the zipper tape here, you don't notice it when you unzip, but again, if you don't have the waxed fabric, you're going to want to either serge that edge or fold it up one more time, or you could line your pocket too. So I just didn't feel it was necessary with this project here. And so that's what I have there. Then my back panel, I'm going to leave plain so I can really see this print uninterrupted. And that is a 16 by 16 inch cut of fabric with a 2-inch notch from the bottom right and left hand corners. And then I cut a 15 inch by 15 inch square of the soft and stable, and I notched out 2.5 inch corners there, but I would suggest you do 2.25 inch, and then you'll be a little closer to our 5/8 of an inch seam allowance there at the bottom. So you want to try to get that centered on your panel, and then we're going to position these panels right sides facing. And so this is the notched corner method of construction. And so you're just lining up the sides and the notches, and meanwhile making sure that your soft and stable does not shift, as it is not held in place at this point by anything. Okay, and then once you're happy with everything being lined up, then you can go ahead and stitch down the right hand side, the left hand side, and across the base. You want to stay entirely out of those notched corners for the time being, and I am working with 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. And so now what I want to do is remove any clips or pins, and then reach inside, and I'm going to align the side seam with the base seam, and I'm going to stitch across there. And that's what gives this bag its depth. Okay, so the last thing that I want for us to do today is to just turn over that top edge about 1/2 inch there and clip that in place. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Oh, so pretty. And then the handles, as I mentioned, are going to be attached with the rivets, so they're going to actually be attached on the exterior here, and so they will not be tucked in between, and it's a perfect frame for my face. So anyway, so these handles will always stand straight up like that. So I think that's pretty cool. Let me just give you the measurements here. Across the base, we're coming in at 10.5, and then depth wise is 4 inches, and then height wise is 12 inches. So it's a great purse size. And then so far we just have that full length exterior zip pocket. And then next week when we get together, Tuesday at 2 p.m., we will craft the interior, and I will include some pockets in that as well. And I am still on the fence about the closure for this. What would be so amazing is a drawstring closure. So we shall see. I have a grommet attachment for my snap press, so we might be playing with that too. So please join me next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, to see how this beautiful bag comes together. Don't forget to check the notes for links to all of the related information pertaining to this beautiful fabric. And then if you are available, I'd love it if you joined me on Friday at noon Eastern time for my weekly inspirational vlog. So as always, I thank you for joining me and spending this time with me. And until we meet again, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. Hope to see you Friday, everybody.